Good afternoon, traders. Welcome to At the Close. This market is looking so good, I thought I would dress up for it a little bit. Looks like I'm wearing the white. We got white candles or green candles, whichever way you like to put them on your charts. Let's find out what's going on. We got ourselves a rally. Welcome to At the Close.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
All right, Joel, what is going on in this market? It looks like we got ourselves a little bit of a squeezing rally here, and the SPY didn't even tick. Did it even tick down today? Just a tiny bit, maybe off the base. But
Yeah, for not dipping, we're ripping, and yeah, I can tell you when it had a big dip down. When I dipped my toe in the water, I did a little bit early. I said, "Oh no!" I got out, and then I bought the new balloon. They flushed me down the toilet, and then the real rally's kicking in. But just goes to show you, you got to pick your spots, right? You got to open, the open, the open. I don't know how much we drive that into your head. The opens are there's such a opportunity. The opportunity's there because your risk is there, right? Like open 54 even, boom, 53 and a quarter low. That wasn't on Friday's low. Everyone, oh, are we going to take out the pre-market low? No, can't do. So buy the dippers came in there. Spinners mentioning the dollar did turn. The dollar did go red a little bit. That's helping out. But me and Mitch know the real reason why this market's rallying, and I'll let Mitch reveal that to you in a minute. TLT up 31 cents, 107.36. Crude sniffed that support at 81 and change, and boom, up 19 cents at 84.95. Even gold is trying, down 90 cents at 1682.60. Silver, that's green, by 10.9 cents at 1949. Bitcoin rallying too. Why not? Down 260 now, 1913.15. And Ethereum futures, they're still having a rough day. They're down 5.29%. That's $75.50 at 13.57 even.
sometimes where the big boys go, so does the market sometimes. I mean, it's just as simple as that sometimes. And I think today is one of those clear days where you saw relative strength from two of our leaders. First one I'd go to Apple. I mean, up 2.43%, had pulled back right around that number where a lot of people were looking at, which was the 150 area. And today it caught the bid there.
Yeah, I usually like to see more than one low in an area, right? 150.37 was your July 20th low. You breached that, but it's just like it's just like a psychological level. Like someone's been getting, that's a nice 150. Might be 150,000 at 150. It's just it's a round number. Let's see. Today you got through it. This was basically strong from the open, just like the S&Ps. Open 49.31, 49.10 low, not even under Friday's low, and off to the races. So yeah, that's you're just going to be your biggest winner, your top component. It's hard to beat, when the big boys are moving your way. Microsoft and Google, Amazon did okay. I noticed that closed strong on Friday. And the strongest stock I keep talking about, but I am long. I have a small long position. Tesla. I mean, we're talking about the relative strength. I mean, relative strength is relative strength. There it is, up 573 at 509.04.
Yeah, and Tesla, if you take a look at that, I've been looking at the 311s. 311s have been such an important price point for me. We're at 308.90s, heading there. I think if we can get to that 311, you start seeing that trend line that it runs
Why do you
into
like?
around.
Oh, why do you like 311? I don't see anything there. Educate me. Educate me. Why do you like 311?
Well, one of the things we always want to look to the left and see where the highs kind of struggled, right? And see where the closes have been. There hasn't been much closing
Closes.
above
Okay.
that
Okay.
311,
Okay.
right? And then
Nice.
so you can see it here on Thursday, August 4th. You got a close there of a 308.63, a high of 313.60. The open was right there at 311.23. It's tried to get through that 311 multiple times. And you go to the right, the 16th, you got 311.66 open, a high of 314. But where do you get the close? Right back down to 306. So if we could just get a close up there towards that 311, I think you're looking good on the bullish chart there.
What a learner. What a learner you are. You get a little like if I was grading your paper today, you would like get the little gold star.
Well, you
And
think
you
I
could-
dressed up? I'm
and
trying
you
to,
could- yeah. Wow.
trying to get some
Mitch.
stars today.
Mitch, I'm gonna move you to the front of the class, man. That was good.
Hey.
That was good.
You know, when you dress in the back of the class, you can't be wearing,
Did you always try and
shirts.
sit in the back of the class?
No,
did you-
I learned that in high school. Go to the front, get your easy A. Stay in the back and get in trouble all year, Joel. I learned that. Middle school, let's just say I was a troublemaker. I was in the back. High school, I said, you know what? Let's start making our way to the front of the class, because if not, it's not going to be a good outcome there.
Well, you know what, you see, because I mean, you're H, I'm E, because like the first day of school, they always like start at the beginning of the alphabet, to do the seating chart, so I was always, E was pretty much up there. So I was always in the first couple rows. So,
Oh,
I
yeah.
used to keep an eye on me, but
And then there's that whole short to tall thing. That at least
yeah.
worked out for me.
Did I ever tell you the story about Mr. Wilder in Wit and Humor, a class that I had?
Let's go. Let's go for a quick one here.
Quick one.
Tell us about it.
It was like one of these elective classes. I had 100% on every single test, every single quiz, every single homework assignment. 100%. Do you know what I got? You know what my grade was?
What you get?
B plus.
Oh,
You know why?
Why?
Because he marked you down for misbehavior.
Oh, you got the good old discipline, the class clown here.
I'm like,
Joel
I went to him.
Elconin,
I'm like, dude, I mean, here, and I went up there with all my papers, and he was like, no, don't you know my system? And I'm like, oh my God. So I shut my mouth for the rest of the year in that one. But anyways, okay, let's go. Stocks. Let's go to some other
Let's keep
stocks.
it going. Let's go to basic materials, which had an all green industry day. And what I call an all green industry day is when all the industries in the sector are all green. That's definitely a relative strength, if you guys tell me. And coal actually led. So a bounce back in coal. Of course, we look at BTU often. I don't think that's the leader right now. I'm going to go with more AMR. Kind of leader there, kind of holding on up. And a lot of these kind of have given up a lot of their kind of momentum. So it's kind of sideways charts and hard to kind of decipher here where coal is going next.
Give me ETF me on that.
A coal ETF? I don't even think I have one.
Material.
A material ETF.
I don't. Isn't there one out there? Come on, help me out.
Yeah, there's one that has metals and materials in it.
XLM.
Yeah, I think it's XLM. I think that's
no.
No,
it's striking out. I know I'm striking out.
XLB. Here. XLB is materials.
Okay, XLB getting off the mat here. One day, undercut the low and rally. I really don't follow these, so I really can't, I just say they really been beaten up. Thank you, Chelly. 1 day rally. Am I short these things? No, 2 day move. But don't have a feel for these. Really don't really see a catalyst. You know what, Mitch? Let's back it up here. And we talked about it earlier. The catalyst is the Fed meeting, right? Don't we?
That's
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, and at the end of the day, I think what everyone's just going to be watching, right? There's a couple of things, right? There's the battle between 75 and 100 basis points, which to tell you the truth, I don't think really matters. I mean, 100, of course, would catch us by surprise. But I think the biggest thing that I think we're going to be all watching is, of course, in the conference, what does Jerome Powell say about the economy overall? And what does he say leaning forward? What are they looking at, right? And I think that it's going to be another iteration of we need to fight inflation because we don't want what happened in the CPI report to show up twice, where it goes down, then comes back up, plays that game. I think that he's going to be leaning more towards saying that this is the exact reason why we have to stay firm on the fight of inflation because of data that we got in the CPI. But of course, if you go on what the Fed likes to focus on, which is PCE, that wasn't as bad, right, as the CPI. So I'm not sure exactly if he's going to focus more on the CPI data or the PCE data.
Man, Mitch, I wish you were here to show me like how to do this because this is the trend line that I wanted to draw in this morning on the monthlies.
Yeah.
And boom.
That's why I like TC better. I think they got it better. No offense, but
I wish I just had like the Oculus goggles and I could just like zoom, like, okay, that trend line right there. And that's off your June low. Could it be to turn in the market on the expiration like we had in June? Could it be the September low, the June low, the September low, and we rally into the rest of the year?
I think we got to make back to 400, right?
Oh man, 400.
On the spy, what do you think?
That'd be nothing.
At least to come back into those ranges, right? I mean, when we cracked that 390,
we were
for me.
At 400. We were at 410 last week. No, I'm talking 420, 430, 440. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about a real rally. But
you know what? You know how you get that rally? You hear one little mention of the economy is getting weaker.
The economy stinks. Yep.
The economy
we need bad
stinks.
News.
We need that comment to come from Jerome Powell. If you get that, watch out. People are going to be caught the other way. And the next thing you know, you're going to see a rip and rally. But this is what the Bulls are kind of fighting their mentality right now, I think, and just thinking, what if we do get this? But at least from what we're looking at, I mean, CPI wouldn't say that, right? But we did see in the Beige Book that the Beige Book was pointing towards a weakening economy in about 6 months. Let's see if we hear any kind of mention of that. Of course, there will be a question probably given by the press about what Jerome thinks about the economy. So stay tuned for that too. I have a feeling you'll get some fireworks.
And you know what else we didn't get today? What did we not? What happened last week? Like 2 or 3 different times. What kind
of announcements, pre-announcements?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And as we learned from Tim, you don't do it on options expiration. You give those option players a little bit. Yeah, the 160 calls. I'll forget that. There was 0. So, but you see, that's the thing about this market. You know, what if Microsoft comes out tonight? Now, this is just a hypothetical situation, folks. I'm giving you hypothetical situations. No one warned today. We're all nervous about Q3 earnings season. Everyone's nervous about it. These companies, they come out, boom, they chop the bar down, easier bar to get over. And we've had it. We've had FedEx, we've had Nucor, Steel Dynamics. Kind of they played a little ball, and they came out the other way. But the other corporations like to, nah, we're still doing good. Who else undercut us?
You got Adobe. You had
Adobe. Where's Adobe? By the dip. Adobe.
Sideways.
No. Quiet though.
Super quiet.
Holding the low. This is the only reason Adobe may would rally is maybe they got everyone out of the pool. You had that day where you traded $3 million on the 14th. You lost $69 and you traded $28 million, right? So you're like, I'm getting out. And then you dropped another 10 sticks on Friday. You traded $15 million, right? And now, you're down, $2.50, but you're only $5.5 million. Maybe there's no one left to sell the stock. So that's why you might have a potential rally. This is not investment advice. I'm just telling you, You just may run out of sellers for a day or two.
Did you see the disaster in biotech today as
No.
Moderna and BioNTech just got destroyed?
Well, why do you think that?
Because Biden said the pandemic's over. And
Yeah.
that's what happens when you go ahead and say things like that. I'm sure even
Yeah.
Moderna's board was like, no one could call Biden and be like, you didn't have to say that, Biden.
Yeah, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That
I don't,
was
that was that
that's
was, I
destruction
don't know
to
about
those
that one.
healthcares,
I mean,
man.
it's, let's see, let's go with B. I'm not gonna make any political comments because then I get all these nasty emails. I, I mean, over in what sense?
I
Like,
don't know. I just
yeah,
feel like you
over.
had that
That's, yeah,
feeling. Like it's just
I think the people in the press room were like, "Oh my gosh,"
did he really say that
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
I know 60 Minutes was like, we got one. Yes.
Oh, there's like, yes, yes. Tweet that one out, man. Tweet
We
that
got
one
one. We
out.
got we
Okay.
got Taiwan. We got a COVID mention. This is an interview of all time on 60 Minutes, and it was the beginning of the season. That should give you some
Oh,
insight
really?
that 60 Minutes was going to go for some swings. It was the beginning of their new season, so they
Yeah.
stepped it up.
Who did they have? Who was the? Well, you probably didn't watch it. You're probably watching Miami Dolphins
I
highlights.
started the very beginning, and then I was like, all right, time to go to Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football.
All right. We are
Let's go
coming.
to it.
We're coming back. I just want to say that my original target this morning, before I got shaken out in the lunch decline, Thursday's close 19 and a quarter. I mean, come on, that's not bad. Now, that didn't last long because of FedEx, because
Yeah.
of FedEx damage, right?
Mhm.
Is the reason. So we got near that. Florida is asking about para bottom. Let me see. Mitch,
I
I'll look,
mean,
you look.
honestly, that's like just trying to call the bottom on anything. It's just you don't have anything really to go off of. The only thing
This
that I would say is,
Viacom,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yep, yep.
exactly.
What I would say is you had a nice move on wow, well, that was on that was on Thursday. You had a nice move. You gave a little bit back on Friday, right? Because of the weak market. But oh, that was big volume on this on options expiration. What I would
Hmm.
say is you got an inside day going here. At least with 12 minutes ago, you got an inside day and you're pressing up against the upper end of the range. So, I mean, I see a 23.27 high, 23.40 high, 23.50. I mean, there's I'll just call it 23.40 because that splits the highs. But you catch a bit above there, where you're out on the downside. But I just don't know what the catalyst is going to be here. But focus on the inside day, pair of matching lows at 22.50.
All right, now we'll see what happens there on Para. I would just say I see the same chart on WBD, Warner Brothers. If anything, I'm probably going Warner Brothers just because of the House of Dragons has retail investors probably watching that show. But other than that, that's the only thing I could see on WBD there.
1350, man. Set your alerts, folks. Get me long when you go through this 1350. But this thing has just been a peg. But 1350 is big, double bottom to lean on. Actually, a double top. I mean, this is like not super sexy, but that 1350 looming large for WBD. Tanker man. That's not a good name for a trader. But anyways, Roku. Not an inside day. You did made a lower. You're pressing up against the top of the range. I would say if you could get it above 73.50, you might get a look at 75. I know that those rumors didn't materialize,
Yeah.
but not a bad day closing in the green. I would see if you can knock out that. I mean, it's only one day that someone was there at 73.50. I mean, this one might be good to pick the weekly pivot to see what that is, and I could ballpark it in my head. It was you had a low of 66, maybe I can't. Yeah, that pivot's probably right around 71. 71, 71 and a quarter. So not a bad day. Let's get through 73.48.
Final little bounce back in the oil names. Chevron
Yeah.
up, but it's kind of a battle there. You see ExxonMobil actually still down on the day. Chevron's a little bit into the green. Oxy kind of made a good move out the gates. It's up 0.4, but up 3.4% from the open. And so Chevron's up about 2.1. I saw oil holding a little
Yeah.
bit there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you took a look at oil today.
I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but you had the recent lows of the move here down at 81 and boom, 80.75. And you got down there this morning, but they couldn't press it. It was one of the, $3 sell off. They're pressing, they're pressing, they're pressing. They couldn't get it down there. Sellers on weakness turned to buyers on weakness turned into buyers on strength. What I would do, I'll give a 3-star to $86 in crude oil if you are trading the crude oil futures or related products. Friday's high 86.18. Your high today so far 85.88. You backed off a buck. See what happens at 86 if you're looking at more upside in the crude oil futures.
We'll see what happens there. And now the last area I'd go to is some of the tech names that bounced a little bit today. So you did get some NVIDIA to close back into the green. What? NVIDIA back into the green? Can't say
NVIDIA,
that.
yeah, Meta too. I was poo-pooing Meta this morning. Of course, that rallied. Uh, let's see. Wow, new low for the is that a new low for the move in Nvidia? Wow, you flushed some people out there. No, you didn't make a
No,
new
no,
low
it
for the
didn't.
move.
No,
What about?
no.
Yeah, I did on Friday. You know what is so weird? Like you look at the markets on Friday, and on Friday, just I watch it. I watch the close. I watch the after hours, and there was strength there. And I'm like, huh. Well, we could have a good day on Monday, just based. And then you get the news, you get Biden going on TV. You break the low of the previous day, and you're like, oh man, maybe not. And the bottom, and it's just you just gotta, if you're gonna take a look at the after hours and stuff, start fresh in the morning, start fresh Monday morning, and just reevaluate because it seemed like there were bargain hunters out there on Friday, but they even got more of a bargain today. But we missed Thursday's close by a point. Right now, by a point and a quarter, but we still have 7 minutes left in the session.
This candle is a lot better than the candle that we got on Wednesday, the 14th,
Oh,
which
that was
was
a
that Harmy
putrid.
candle. And so at least this candle makes me a little bit more confident that maybe we could at least get back into the 390
Yeah, yeah,
range there in the SPY tomorrow. We'll see what happens, like always. I mean, it's a lot on the focus is FOMC, right? I mean, I
yep,
don't think that too many people are positioning themselves before the meeting, but if you look at statistics, and that's why I tried to bring them up today, that on the actual day, the FOMC day that we had the conference, we've gone up in the last 4 hikes. So who knows? Maybe the pattern continues this week, and we get kind of a bullish week on a week that most would think are more bearish, right? And so that's how
yeah.
the market will do sometimes. It will definitely change it up on you, but we'll see what happens there. Definitely not a bad day for today. Really good day overall. The only sector that was in the red, healthcare from the open, real estate slightly in the red, but actually in the green because stocks like Lennar was bouncing back today. I don't know if you saw that. That
How
report's
is it?
soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is what you want to keep an eye on. I mean, there's so many things tied to the housing market and the I mean, one really bullish thing that you have to talk about a very bullish cyclical thing, and that is Dennis is done building his house.
Ho ho
So
ho!
he may have built the house at like the worst time in maybe a quarter century.
At least.
So if you're looking for a contrarian I hope he's not listening. But if you're looking for a contrarian indicator, There you go. Triple D by. I mean, he bought a lot of stuff beforehand, but yeah, you need that housing. I mean, that's not a. I mean, you're getting a move off the low. Undercut last month's low. I mean, it's not a good looking chart by any stretch of the imagination, but not having a bad day for the XHV. And another thing, and I've been saying this for a while, is we need some new housing stock in this country. I mean, it's these colonials, like, people aren't kicking out the kids like this. They're small. Some people aren't even having families. We need to replace the housing stock in this country, and
Uh,
the
it's a
rates to do that.
bad sign, though. It's not all of them. Take a look at Open. It's getting destroyed. And a lot of this on statistics that are coming out, that majority of their homes are selling underpriced.
Yeah.
And now they're getting destroyed on that.
Oh,
I
that's
remember
not-
when Open was such a favorite. It's down to $3.90.
Holy mackerel. Isn't there another one? RDFN? Holy mackerel, man.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. I don't even get into some
What
of
about
them.
Zillow? Oh my Lord.
Yeah, Zillow's
I guess probably all the brokers got the National Association of Broker Dealers, man. They probably started shorting this stuff, but holy mackerel, those are some ugly looking charts. But 4 minutes to go. It doesn't look like 19 and a quarter is on the radar. Who knows? This thing can move 6-7 handles in a blip, but looks like nice to see some green. What's the volume in the S&Ps? Well, it's going to be low compared to Friday, right? Because Friday was low. That's not a good sign. Look at this, lowest volume day you're going to have since going back to September 9th, and that was a couple days here, the pop. So volume not making me happy about this rally, but price is what we care about.
That is true. Last one I'll give is one of the leading stocks in the S&P 500 today, which was Mosaic. And I did get stopped out in the competition account on Friday on this one.
No. No.
That's how it happens, Joel. That's how it usually happens. When you get stopped out, that bad boy goes.
Hey, just real quick, too. You know what the pre-market prep stock of the day was?
I don't want to hear Mosaic.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I was about to say,
Take two.
Take two. Oh, from the GTA. The GTA.
Look at that.
It made it back, though. It said...
you never even came near the pre-market low. I mean, you got to be careful on those kind of things. I mean, come on.
The headline out there, it was a hack, but it would just release some footage. It didn't even release the game. It didn't release even the footage that matters, because, like Zunaid tried to tell me on live trading, this is in development. It still has a long way to go. So it's like kind of like getting a view into, like, maybe you got like the building plans. But you all know how that kind of changes up by the time you actually build it, right? And so I think this is a similar thing here. It was a overreaction to a headline that wasn't that big, really.
And it filled the gap here. You had the triple top here. Like, you can't ask for something more pretty technical than that. 20. I did not. I mentioned the 118 support. I did not mention the gap fill here. Look at this: 2071, 2075, 2062. You got the gap up to 23. Boom! You open this move from 2195 down to 2005 was in less than 5 minutes. So quick move back up. Green on the day. Be careful out there in the pre-market. Okay, just as I said, we weren't going to go to 19 and a quarter. The market mavens out there are saying we're going to try and get that print up there before 4 o'clock. If not, we're going to do it in the after hour, before the 5 o'clock close. But up 27 handles here on the day. Current high 39.18. So a low volume day after expiration. People were looking for the next shoe to drop, and really the only thing we did was have a light volume rally.
All right. Carnival Cruise to end it.
Carnival Cruise, I would say
Such an important level.
I would say it's I know I'm going to be within $1, and I'm going to say it's trading at 10.50. Yep, 10.80. It's perking. I mean, pandemic's over, quote unquote.
That's why the reopening trade was moving up today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joel. You just talked some sense into me.
I should have
I
known.
was wondering why the reopening trade was moving up. The airlines were moving up.
Prove
Everything
to
was
me,
moving up.
yeah, prove to me you could hold $11. You got over 11 here in late June. Boom, you saw what happened. You got 11 in July. Boom, you saw what happened. You got over 11, close to 11 and a quarter. Boom, you saw what happened here. You saw what happened here. You keep seeing what happens at 11. Today you stuck your head over 11, 11.14, closing 10.79. Show me a bid, a sustained bid above 11, and we'll do it. Okay, there it is, folks. Closing near the highs of the session. Only 1 day left with Mitch before he goes jet setting in there to New York. So, Mitch, I'll be back with
Yeah,
you
I mean,
right
I
here
gotta
later.
go on New York Stock Exchange floor and put a good name for us out
There we
there.
go. 20 and a quarter, 20 and a half, Prince. Over Thursday's close. They
Boom.
did that. Those sneaky guys. Those sneaky. All right, everyone,
Eh,
have a good night. Don't stay up too late. There's a doubleheader on Monday Night Football, right?
yeah, there's one game on ESPN, one game on ABC. What I would love to see is after that ABC game starts, who gets left watching ESPN? That's going to be an
What do you
interesting
it's
topic there.
Bills Titans?
Yeah, Bills Titans, and then that's at 7:30. That's on ESPN, and then I got Eagles. I think it's Eagles and Vikings. So I mean, there's some good games. There's some
What do
good
you think?
games. Fly Eagle fly, fly Eagle
Nine,
fly.
9.5
Oh,
point spread on the on that Bills Titan
oh.
game. What way you going?
Bills. Titans just looked horrible
You're giving.
last
I
week.
know they did, but 9.5. I mean, my dad said you should never give more than 7 because of that late score. But I agree. I almost went with
Defense.
Buff. I just almost went with Buffalo in the suicide pool. But because Tennessee knocked out a couple of my entries, I didn't go for the revenge trade. So
Yeah, look,
there we
look,
go.
look for
We're still
that.
soaring. We're still soaring here. I'm gonna have to readjust my numbers there for the last after hours print. We're 5, 6 handles above what's actually going to be the mark there. So, Mitch, go get back into your regular t-shirts you wear,
Yeah, you know,
and
this is too much for me, but I'll see you guys a little bit later. We'll see you tomorrow, Joel. Have a great one. I'll see you guys tomorrow at Pre-Market Prep. Don't forget, be there or be square. And like always, we'll see. Does Triple D start getting a little bullish tune to him? Let's find on out. I'll see you guys at Pre-Market Prep tomorrow.